Give it a minute. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? So excited to be back. And for those I have not met before, my name is Lori. I am a business and personal brand success coach who helps freedom loving coaches, consultants, and strategists to grow and scale sustainable, location independent businesses and personal brands, whether they are startup or scaling. We support them long term so that they will never need to look back in their rearview mirror at that 9 to 5 life again. And today I am joined by Bonnie Hardie, and Bonnie is a mindset slash life and gratitude coach based in Central Florida. She is the owner of Rock Solid Mindset and Gratitude Coaching. She empowers midlife women to master their mindset so they can rediscover their passion and joy. She is also a 5 times Amazon bestselling author, seminar leader, podcast guest, and the creator of the program Vision for Your Life, where she uniquely combines a vision board and a wheel of life, color coding the wheel of life so clients can see the areas of their lives that need improvement. That's fantastic. Welcome, Bonnie. So excited to dig into this.
Thank you, Lori. Nice to be here. I appreciate you, and happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes. Love it. So let's start. And I see some comments coming in here, guys. And I not sure exactly who that's from, so my apologies. Queuing up the phone so I can see that. But let's start out, Bonnie, by just if we could learn a little bit more about you. Because I think, it's really interesting for me, and I think a lot of people in our audience, to hear the backstory of like what led you into especially mindset coaching, right? Because I think any of us that have been in entrepreneurship for any period of time know how important mindset is, right? So what led you down this path?
Well, what led me down this path is I myself have had mindset issues where sometimes I felt negative about different things, and I was able to just kind of turn things around in my mind, which turned things around publicly for me. So I meet a lot of people that they are stuff maybe has happened in their past, and they're like not really looking forward to their future. They really are seeing everything in a negative way constantly. And if you do that, that just ends up being a kind of a mountain where
Mhm.
one thing leads to something else. And by the time you're stuck in a quagmire, you're in quicksand and you just can't get out. So what I do is I help people to reframe negatives into positives. And I show them how to appreciate what they do have while not dwelling on what they don't have, because obviously everybody's going to have things going on, and you woke up today. That's the most important thing. A lot of people didn't wake up today. You have a roof over your head, you have food to eat, you have clothes to wear.
Mhm.
A lot of people have it worse off than you. So don't always complain about a lot of different things. And I just, because if you're a happy person, you're going to attract happy people into your life. If you're a Debbie Downer, nobody wants to be your friend, and then you're going to complain that you have no friends. So please don't be a Debbie Downer, okay? Please be an excited Elizabeth or something like that. That's basically what I like.
Excited Elizabeth. I like that. We all know Debbie Downer, right? We all
Right.
heard that one, or negative Nancy.
Yeah.
But yes, excited Elizabeth. I like that one. I might have to steal that one from you.
Uh,
So yeah, we're going to talk today about mastering that mindset so that you can actually reclaim that joy and passion in your life, right?
right.
Not be the Debbie Downer. So where do we start with this?
Well, what I did is I made like a meme type thing with using the letters in the word mindset, the first letter of the word mindset. I spelled it out, and it's like mindset is knowledge during setbacks. Everything is terrific. So when you really think of that, I mean, there was one that's the knowledge, the decay in the end, but basically, mindset is knowledge during setbacks. Everything is terrific. That no matter how bad stuff does get, it's going to get better. What do they say? It's always darkest before the dawn, and it's always a rainbow after a thunderstorm. And
Mhm.
if you don't have bad, you're not going to appreciate the good. So you don't always want to
Mhm.
have bad, obviously, but if everything comes easy to you and everything's perfectly fine, when something bad happens, you're like, oh my god. But if you've had something bad happen, if you power through it and you've been able to recharge yourself. Then if
Mhm.
something bad happens again, you're like, okay, I got through this once, I can get through it again, and you just use your mindset to, hey, I
Mhm.
appreciate what I do have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually was talking about something similar recently with a colleague, and talking about, like, I'm big on celebrating wins,
Right,
but also celebrating our failures, right?
right,
Because we don't do that. But like you said, those the negatives and like the things that come up and those obstacles and the failures, they lead to the good stuff, and when we can change the way we look at them, it, like, wow, it changes life, right? It goes back to one of my favorite books is called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And that's exactly, the title says it, right? The obstacle
right,
is the way. Like, you have to overcome the obstacles in
right.
order to find the success and to be able to find that joy and that passion and that happiness. Um, but not everybody can come into it just naturally with having that positive attitude. And I know you mentioned something around the having an attitude of gratitude, which I've definitely used that saying as well. But what does that mean to you and to people, and how can they utilize that to help them get to this place of being able to look at things differently?
Well, having an attitude of gratitude to me means just being grateful for what you have. And some people, they might not have a vehicle, so they have to like ride the bus around, but it's somebody driving you to where you need to be, so you're still going to get to where you need to be. And with reframing the negatives into positive, it's like maybe somebody gave you some food. Maybe it wasn't like the food that you like the most, but somebody did give you some food. Or maybe somebody
Mhm.
paid for your meal someplace or gave you a couple dollars for something. Just always be grateful. And if it rains a lot where you're at, then the way to reframe that is to be like, hey, at least I don't have to go out and water my grass every day. So sometimes it's little simple things that I work with clients on. Gratitude, keeping a gratitude journal when you wake up in the morning, name 5 things you're grateful for every day,
Mhm.
and do that for a week. 5 to 10 things, you could have 35 to 70 things you're grateful for. And when you really go back the next month and look at it, you're like, wow, there's a lot of different things I wasn't really realizing. I mean, I've had people say I was grateful that when I was driving to work or driving home from work, and I had all the green lights, or I just wanted to go in and get something really quick from the store.
Mhm.
I parked, I went in, got the stuff, was right in the front, it was on sale. I checked that real quick, and I was in and out in like 5 minutes, and that never happens, you know. So it's sometimes it's very little things, but when you start
Mhm.
thinking about it more and you train your mind to start being grateful. Yeah, I woke up
Yeah.
this morning. I have a roof over my head. I have a bed to sleep in. I have food, and then that's going to start your day off really well. And I want everybody to have as much of a rock solid day as possible. So start the day off good, and you're going to end the day off good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't agree with that more. And the thing is sometimes we're so prone to look at the negatives and think about the negative side of
Right.
things. Like, for instance, I'm going to use a personal example here, that happened to me this year, and that meaning that I'm self-employed, and in the US, that means you have to pay quarterly self-employment taxes, right? And you have to estimate how much you're going to owe based on, how much you made. And last year I made a lot more money than I did the previous year, which was great, right? And then I got to tax time, and I just said, okay, I made 5 times more money, so I'm going to pay 5 times more taxes. Not that simple. That
That's
simple, guys. FYI, at least if you're in the US, it is not that simple. Um, and so my accountant did my taxes, and I got a little bit of a scary surprise when they did that and got slapped with a really big tax bill.
ooh,
And at first I was just like, oh my God, like I freaked out. I freaked out because it's like,
yes,
okay, this is big. Like, it's gonna take a lot of clients to pay this off.
right,
Kind of a thing. But at the same time, then after I thought about it for a while, like you said, I approached it from a different way. And from that having that attitude of gratitude of
Right.
not poor me, I have this giant tax bill, that I have to pay and figure out how to come up with this money for because I underpaid, but yay me because I made so much more money last year that I get to pay.
Right. You don't have to. You get to. That's perfect reframe, Lori. Yeah, perfect. You don't have to. You get to. So once you have that in your mind, you're like, oh
Yep.
yeah. So then you immediately shifted that, and you're like, okay, now I'm grateful that I had to pay this because of the reason that I had to pay it. So you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll keep doing it. No, no worries.
Yep,
No worries.
exactly. Like, was it stressful? Absolutely. And did I freak out a little bit? 100%. But we can absolutely reframe those beliefs and those thoughts in a way that almost everything in our life I've found can come from that place of gratitude,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And you're so right too about the gratitude journal. Got mine right here.
Oh, perfect. Yes, I journal. I write out things I'm grateful for every day. So it really starts changing your mindset when you do that, and you have to start thinking about it. It's like, okay, yep, I'm
Mhm.
grateful for this, and you write stuff out. You journal every little thing, and then after you read it later, you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize this happened. But then you start to learn more about yourself, and
Mhm.
you start to grow.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And journaling can be something that is difficult for some people, I think. It was something that for me did not come naturally. And people, I heard people talking about like, you have to journal and you have to do this. And it's just like, yeah, that's not me. But at the same time, like, it isn't that hard, guys. It really is not. Like, I bought a special
Start to
little
write.
journal, so it was small and handy. Uh,
Yeah,
and it's just literally like listing. I do mine before bed instead of when I wake
yeah,
up. And I have a wins/gratitude notebook. So I list my wins for the day and then also what I was grateful for.
right,
But it's that simple. It's not like you have to write a poem or like a book or something.
right. And
And
it's
it's just for
personal to
you. It's not
you.
for
Nobody
anybody
else is going to
else.
read it, so don't be embarrassed by anything. Just write,
Exactly.
and I actually write my losses too, because
Yeah.
then it makes me grateful that maybe something didn't go that well, but maybe 3 weeks from now I can write that loss is now a win. So you learn. So you have to write your wins and your
Yeah.
losses, and then just go back over it on a monthly basis and see just how much you actually grew. You know.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And when you're having a crap day, guys, then you have this thing that you can also go back to. Sorry, choo choo. That
Mm.
you can go back to and say like, oh wow, I have accomplished a lot, or hey, I am a really good person, or like I'm doing great things.
Right.
When you can go back and look at these records of what you're grateful for, what you've accomplished, what you've overcome. Uh,
Right.
in your life. So I love that. I love the attitude of gratitude. And when we can show up with that attitude of gratitude and really being grateful for the things in our life, right? Then we
Right.
start to attract more of that. So another thing that you had mentioned was the idea of living your best life, which I think is we could probably have a whole show just around this concept because I know that I've used it in, my own
Right.
marketing and content. And I talk about living my best life or living life, on my terms, and that's kind of what it means for me. But what is this? What is this statement, and what does it really mean?
Well, it kind of means different things to different people. But living your best life, when you wake up in the morning, you're eager to get out of bed and do what you have to do for the day. Or are you one of those who oh my God, I want to set the alarm back for 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes? Are you looking forward to who you're going to talk to, what you're going to do for the day, who you can impact, how you can help people? Are you happy? I've seen people that in their 20s and 30s, they sleep half the day until noon, and then they want to go watch TV the rest of the day, and then they're complaining that they're bored. That's not living your best life. That's
No.
not. You want to get up and do stuff, and just do stuff that makes you happy. If it makes you happy to go sit in the corner and read, that's what I like to do. I can go sit in the corner and read, and I'm 2 hours later, I'm like, what happened? It's raining out. I don't know anything. you know, you want to do what you like to do. What lights you up? What lights you up? What makes you happy? What makes you eager to do things? So, with doing vision boards, with something you want to do in the future, You
Hmm.
maybe you want to take a cruise, so that's going to light you up every time you think about going on that cruise. You're going to be
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm going to go to this port and do this, or I'm going to go over here and do this, or these people I'm going to meet. So living your best life is just basically doing what it is you want to do that makes you happy and makes you content. And if it helps
Hmm.
others, that's even better.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I agree. And living your best life, like it's become kind of like this cliche term, right? Like, oh, living my best life. And I'll admit, again, I was living, or we were living in the Caribbean full time. We left. We are going back to be there part time. But and I'm posting pictures and saying like living hashtag living my best life or something. And but for me that was motivating, right?
Right,
But it doesn't mean that that's what it is for other people. It doesn't mean that for someone else that's their best life. Like you said, it might be that you have the ability to just go read and do something that you wanted to do. It could be that you have the freedom and flexibility to go volunteer at
right,
a local homeless shelter, and that is something that you've strived for. It's showing up every day, right? And doing things that challenge you, that make you happy and bring you that passion and joy in your life. And for me, it's not making excuses to avoid those things, right? Because we only have one life to live.
right. And
Make
a
it
lot of people are living to be over 100 years old now. So you've got a long life to live, a lot of people to impact, and you don't even realize who you're impacting because it's like a ripple effect. If I
Mhm.
help 10 people, they help 10 people, they help 10 people. I ultimately probably help thousands of people. I only helped a few directly, but they get inspired to help other people, and then it makes you feel so much better when you
Mhm.
can, donate money to a homeless shelter, or give homeless person food, or just pay for somebody's meal. They're
Yeah.
grateful for that. And that's something little, but then it's big. It's maybe little to you, but it's big to somebody else, and they pay it forward, and they pay it forward, and it just goes on and on. Like I said, it's a ripple effect, and it goes out to all the oceans all over the world eventually.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, we've had some great little nuggets in today's episode too, guys. So just kind of want to highlight some of those because I see we have some new people that have joined. But that being, have an attitude of gratitude, right?
Right.
And find whether it's 5 things, one thing, 10 things to be grateful for every day. Like I guarantee you guys that you have those. Gratitude journals.
Yes.
Celebrate your failures and your obstacles, right? Was another big takeaway. And living your best life isn't necessarily living on a Caribbean island. It isn't necessarily making a certain amount of money, but it's doing things that bring you that joy and passion. And every day there is something that we can all recognize that's bringing us that joy and passion, and that we can be grateful for, right?
Yes, most definitely. If it lights you up and it makes you smile when you think about it, then that's keep on that path and keep going. Because I've talked to people and I say one certain thing and I smile like, "Oh, you really like that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then I go into more and like, "Yeah." They feel my enthusiasm, so they're enthusiastic, so they want to check in. They're like, "Okay, keep going." So if you're enthusiastic about something, keep going and keep spreading your gospel of what you're enthusiastic about.
Yeah, and I like to call it letting your freak flag fly. It doesn't mean that you
Yes,
are a freak, but
right.
go and be loud and proud, of you,
Yeah.
and that's living your best life, really, isn't it? When you can be authentically yourself and be happy about it.
Yep.
Okay, so last words of wisdom. So, if you have kind of one tip for people that are tuning in today, what would that be? One piece of advice.
One piece of advice. Good question. I get asked this a lot. Sometimes I change my answer depending on who
That's
I'm
okay.
talking to. However, my best piece of advice is just think about your passion, what makes you happy, and do more of that. And if something doesn't light you up, doesn't make you happy, do less of that. And also encourage others in their dreams so they can live their best life. And it might not be your dreams, but it's their dreams, and encourage them and just they're like a little bird in a nest. Help them fly away off to their own dreams and passions.
Yes, love that, love that. And I know that you said that you have a little like free tool of some sort that you can share with everybody. And I'm going to ask you to where they can connect, what that is, and then how they can connect with you to get it.
Okay, it's a Facebook challenge that I did. It's a Facebook private Facebook group. It's called the 5x5 formula for a rock solid day. So there's 5 different things you can do from 1 to 5 minutes in the morning to start your day off. Includes gratitude, journaling, meditation, grounding yourself, deep breaths, and it's in a private Facebook group. And I don't have like the whole link to it right now,
I
but if
do.
somebody's
I have a
interested in
link to the
joining,
name.
oh perfect, yeah, if somebody's interested in that, send me a friend request on Facebook or email me at bonniehardy@yahoo.com. Connect with me, ask any questions. Let me know what you're grateful for. You know, what's your what do you think is the perfect rock solid day for you? The name of my business is Rock Solid Mindset Life and Gratitude Coaching, and I use the hashtag sometimes rock bottom to rock solid. So, what in your opinion is the best formula for rock solid day for you? Let me know what that is, and contact me through Facebook, private message me, and let me know what that is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Bonnie. That has this has been a great episode and something that I myself too am very passionate about, as you can see, based on my enthusiasm of this
Yes.
conversation. So, guys, please go ahead and connect with Bonnie over here on Facebook, and if you want to, get that free challenge that she was talking about, go ahead and send her a message and talk some mindset, and again, going from rock bottom to rock solid. I love that little tagline there. And for all of you remote business owners out there, if you are in a place where you maybe are struggling a bit to overcome your fears around sales, marketing, and putting yourself out there authentically, but you're ready to scale to that next level, ready to build a powerful brand that you love and that supports that remote based freedom and the lifestyle that you desire, stop going at it alone. Reach out, send me a DM. Let's chat about how we can help you to find that authentic and aligned strategy for yourself and to help you build a powerful personal brand. So, looking forward to hearing from you all. Again, go connect with Bonnie if you have not already. And let's make this year, guys, the year that you are able to leave that 9 to 5 life in the rear view and make your dreams a reality.
Most definitely. Everybody stay rock solid out there. Make the last half of 2022 the best half of your best 6 months of your life.
Awesome. Love it. And again, love today's episode. Thank you. I have to look at the names. Girly. Thank you, Girly. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bonnie. Have a wonderful day. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. And we will be back next week again. And in the meantime, have a great day and a great weekend. Bye bye, everyone.
Hi, everybody.